It's okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, right. So to tell you, to tell everybody about Project Bodhan just a little. So Project Bodhan is an initiative by the youth started off in the year 2019 as a part of the landmark training and real life experiences of the promoters. They basically focus on the avenues of sex education, skill training, and mental health awareness. So, guys, before I start introducing the guests and the chief guests that we have with us today, let me first introduce the co founder of Bodhan, which is PP Shreyas, who joined 1 year back and developed the cause by implementing holistic approaches and independently taking it forward with his peer support. I am delighted that RCBA is going to be connected with Bodhan, which is being led by such a lively, pessimistic, and hardworking guy. Hi, Shreyas.
Thank you so much, guys. Yeah. Hi.
Bodhan is also being supported by top advisory as the leadership team. We have Dr. Vasu Bonuboya. He is a psychiatrist working with the Government of India for the District Mental Health Program at East Godavari District in Andhra Pradesh. We also have Shri Arumugam Vijay Raman. He is working on as a director program for VHS Hospital in Chennai, Tamil Nadu. He worked for health and development sector for more than 36 years. He initiated a lot of new initiatives for the poor and marginalized communities and women in India. He is also advocated with state governments for various policy level changes in India. So that was a little about Bodhan. Shreyas, do you want to add something? Please go ahead.
I think it's all is good. You can just start off then later when.
Okay, great. So moving ahead, supporting and encouraging and cheering RCBA all the way through, we're delighted to have our parent Rotary Club of Bombay Airport's president, Rotarian Nitin Mehta, the secretary, Rotarian Apurva Patel, and the youth service director, Rotarian Pragna Mehta. Thank you so much for being here today, supporting us. We also have a super cheerful, super friendly, super supportive ZRR for Zone 2A, which is Ankit Yadav. Thank you so much for being here and always being there for us whenever we have needed you, Ankit. Thank you so much. It means a lot. And finally, it's the time to introduce our chief guest for today. So, joining us today is an active youth leader who started his implausible social journey with the National Service Scheme as a volunteer. For his outstanding community welfare services, he has been honored with IG Award by none other than but the Honorable President of India at Rashtrapati Bhavan. Guys, can you go on mute? Guys?
Mute him now.
Maybe
mute Pratyusha Mazumdar. Pratyusha Mazumdar.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she's on mute. Guys, please make sure that you're on mute. Thank you. Yeah, so where was I? Yeah. So talking about our chief guest, so he has also been awarded with National Youth Awards by the Government of India, which is the highest tier awards of the nation. His nomination on Women's Transforming India was awarded by Government of India and appreciated by mygov.in, Niti Aayog, and UN. Just go on and on and on, and there's not going to be any stop, which shows how enormous a proficient leader is in making. Joining us today, ladies and gentlemen, is a passionate philanthropist, an active contributor, a warm and compassionate soul, and most importantly, Satish Parekh. We welcome you, sir, and we're truly, truly grateful and honored to have you here with us today. Sir, you're on mute. Madhi, sir, you're on mute.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
So now, since we all know who's here with us, so let's dive right into the sign-up ceremony where RCBA and Bodhan will exchange letters signifying an official professional collaboration. I'll go ahead and share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, it's visible. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Very good evening to everyone. Since we started, I couldn't get to interact with all of you. And thank you, Madhi sir, for joining and accepting my invitation. And to all the designated Rotaries and Rotracs present over here and the board of Bombay Airport. So as we said that today is a very big day for us as we're going to sign up. And with further delays, I'll just read out the letter. So I'm just going to start off with the letter date, 9th August 2020. Greetings from Team Bodhan. This is an official note on the collaboration of Project Bodhan with the Rotary Club of Bombay Airport, Rotary International District 3141. We would like to thank you on taking up this cause for the society and officially permit your club to conduct activities of this project in Mumbai, Maharashtra. We look forward this initiative continued by you benefits the target group and also a milestone step towards success. All the best, guys, and looking forward to a great year ahead. And we look for a lifetime collaboration, as I said. Signing off, PP Shreyas, co-founder, Project Bodhan. I hereby declare the collaboration on my end.
Thank you so much, Shreyas.
Welcome.
So this is my sign up. So to PP Shreyas, co-founder of Bodhan, Project Bodhan, 20th March 2020. Subject, sorry, that's a mistake. That's a mistake from my part. I'm sorry. Subject, collaboration with Bodhan for the purpose of promoting sex education, life skills, and mental health. Rotary Club of Bombay Airport is a social youth organization that works on the avenues of education, water, animal welfare, humanity, and gender equality. We as a young dynamic team believe and abide by the motto of Act for Impact. We are hereby happy to announce that we would be joining hands with Bodhan to achieve the noble cause of promoting sex education, life skills, and mental health awareness among the youth of India today. We shall execute this as our club project. Let's take a step towards a brighter future. Regards, Rotary Club of Bombay Airport. Shreyas,
Well, I guess,
yeah.
We can have a hands of applause for this collaboration from all of us. Maybe a sign or just a clap, probably.
Yeah.
It would have been so much better if it was offline. But yes, we're trying to just adjust to what's there. Yeah.
True. Okay. So as the collaboration is over today, and today's event was not just the sign up, but to have an important guest lecture on something which we all require as the need of the hour. And as Payaswit introduced Madhi sir over here, sir is one of my inspiration. Sir, if you haven't heard this is something which I would like to say to you, because a youth leader and a person who can get so many things and do wonderful initiatives in the society inspires me to do much more burden in the near future. So as decided, me and sir were wondering what should be the most ideal topic for today's event. And this is what we thought is we're going to have today sir speaking on the future of skill training and education in India after lockdown, which is he's going to take us through some vital components followed by some question and answers. And I leave the floor to you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Tejas. Shreyas, sorry. And so, first of all, I would like to congratulate the entire team of Bodhan and the Rotary Club for signing a great memorandum of understanding for your collaboration. And I'm so glad that you guys are doing something really great. You are working for collaborations even in this lockdown. So I think this is something phenomenal which the nation aspires from the young people of today. We as young people, as a young community, we always hear from people that youth is the future of tomorrow. I'm fed up of hearing these things all the time. We have to equally give space to the thought that youth is not just the future, but he is also the present of today, right? So the youth should act now, and this should really happen. If we always stay in the future, it will become a past, and we are not going to act, right? So we have to equally give space to the young people and have confidence in them to act now, right? So youth is also the present of today. This is what we have to realize, and this is how we have to work in a life. And I'll share one example. In 2013, I had an opportunity of meeting Dr. Kalam, and he left us all with a very wonderful thought, right? So the thought was very simple. he took examples of seeds and he told that I have two seeds with me and I'm sowing those two seeds in two different soils, right? And the first seed is watered, given manures and all sort of essentials which will turn it into a tree, and it turned out to be a beautiful tree. While the other seed was deprived of water and basics like sunlight and all, and the seed failed to grow into a tree, right? So the seed was same, it was of the same tree, but different soils, okay, and different opportunities. So then he ended it with a question that the second seed had potentials to grow into a tree, yes or no? Okay. So the answer was simple. Yes, it had the potential to grow into a tree, right? It had the potential to grow into a tree if suitable opportunities were provided to grow, right? So similarly, we young people also need opportunities to grow, right? We all have potentials. We equally have potentials, and everybody has some unique potentials in us, right? Probably I might be good at management. You might be good at designing. So we all have different skills, and we have different potentials. So the motive of this discussion with Dr. Kalam was he wanted to convey that everybody of us is unique and we have unique potentials. Why not get suitable opportunities for ourselves and people around us? So once we have these suitable opportunities, we can grow into a wonderful tree, and this wonderful tree will have more seeds, and this more seeds will create more beautiful trees. So this is how we share the concept of knowledge, and the knowledge should pass on from generations to generations, right? So this makes education a very pivotal role for building up of any society, right? So education is very important, right? If you're not educated, you have no employment. If you do not have employment, you have so there is poverty, right? And if there is poverty, there are health issues. So every problem starts with education. So when you start understanding the root cause of the problem, that is education, right? So it is very important to fix this problem at the right stage. So over a period of time, we had seen that people were complaining about the education system of India. भाई इंडिया का education system खराब है, ये हो जाए है ना, वो बाबू वाला system चल रहा है. Since years, the Britishers came and they wanted some officers who would understand the commands and enact, right? So this was the sort of education system we were going. Then came the new education policy, which is now discussed, okay, which is now talked about. The new education policy is discussed. But before this education policy came into existence, I don't know if you are aware of not, it was brought in a public domain. There were advertisements by the government in the newspaper, and also it was published online that if you want to contribute as a citizen to the new education policy, log into the MyGov India website and write your suggestions. And probably the government has looked to more than 2 lakh suggestions, and this is how the new education policy is formulated. So basically, I would say that the new education policy is a citizens policy, and it came from the citizens' feedback. But if more people were aware, we would have more feedback in education policy. But I'm glad to see this new education policy coming with a lot of beautiful things, right? So the first thing I would like to talk about, the framework is changed, right? So the framework, the foundation course is now of 5 years, right? The nursery, junior, senior 1 and 2. And also, and this new education policy has more focused on experiential learning rather than just grasping things, right? So the more you experience, the more you learn, and the more you learn, more you implement and more you execute, right? So I think the hands-on experience, India as a country even today still lacks in research. The reason is why, because from the early childhood, we have never laid stress on research, right? We have always emphasized as a community, the society that we come from, that has always emphasized on marks, that has always pressurized us to score marks. There is parental pressure, there is peer pressure to score good. Iska first rank aaya, bhai tumhara second rank aaya, right? So there is a lot of pressure, but we have never come up out of this image, right? So now talking about myself, my 10th grade result is in one desk, and I have not touched my 10th grade results since years. And there was so much of pressure when I was in board exams. Oh my God, I can't tell you. Then 12th result I have not checked after I got the results, right? Just one admission and that is over, right? So the more important is what are you doing after these results? How these results are impacting you? Is this just a piece of paper, or you are practically applying it somewhere else, right? So I think schools are the place where students or the children spend a lot of time of their life, a daily life, right? They learn about teamwork, they learn about discipline, they learn about morals, they learn about ethics. So school is such place. It is a wonderful training place where they spend most of the time. And I think reworking at this training place, that is the schools, I think it is a very good move about the education policy. It is more focusing on the skills that I say. Also, if you would have seen, now they have a freedom to choose their majors and minors. So earlier after 10th, there were streams like science, commerce, and arts, and you have to strictly confine yourself. There was no freedom. If you are in science, if you are not liking it, there was no freedom to change it. Otherwise, you have to waste your year totally. But now you can choose one majors, you can choose one minors, you can take up different subjects from different fields. I think this differentiation of streams is gone. So I think that will place the students at an equal rank, right? And students will think equally with more clarity, with more ideas, and they'll be having freedom, to choose between the subjects that they like, right? Probably a science student might also like drawing, but then he never had an option to choose that, right? So now when an option comes, I think, the creativity will flow, right? So this is what I see. Also, right from the 6th grade, the government has made mandatory to teach coding, right? So coding is basically a machine language. Whatever we see around us, that is technology today, right? So that is technology, whether it is you are putting on the AC with a remote control, that is embedded technology, right? Then there is artificial intelligence. Everybody has a mobile phone in their hand, right? So there is AI, embedded technology, machine learning, a lot of things, and everything is done with coding. Now, as we move in 21st century, that is the fourth industrial revolution, which is of course because of technology, then we have to get a generation out in the country that is tech equipped and tech savvy, right? So I think the future is more promising, and it is always getting better from here, right? And I think the government's Niti Aayog's Atal Innovation Mission is also setting up innovation spaces that is known as Atal Tinkering Labs in school, where they promote an infrastructure and they give facilities like 3D printing, laser cutting, coding, programming with Arduino Uno boards, right? So there are a lot of technologies that are introduced now in schools. So I think the students are having a complete different experiences. It is like more play and learn, right? More experience and learn. So I think this was what needed very much before, right? For example, let me give you a very simple example. Okay, so I come from Gujarat, so my mother tongue is Gujarati, right? And for example, if you are from Maharashtra, your mother tongue will be Marathi, right? And for example, if a Gujarati kid is enrolled in an English medium school like I was, right now I'm speaking English, right? Okay. But in my school, there were also other students who were not able to speak English well. They were not confident about talking, though they were learning since nursery. They started learning A, B, C, D. Okay. In the first standard, they started to learn grammar, right? But still, even after so many years of teaching and knowledge, even in 10th standard, they were not able to speak the language comfortably and confidently, even when they are studying in an English medium school. So I started speaking Gujarati when I was, say, for example, 3 or 4 years old. We start speaking our mother tongue when we are very small. Now, what is the difference? The language that you learn in school, that is by the method of, or the mode of operandus, is by theory. So when you learn by theory, you do not understand it well. But when you learn by the virtue of speaking, so that is the experience. And a mother tongue, when you are born, at the age of 1 year, your mother never taught you alphabets, okay, whatsoever language it is, though we are able to speak the language more comfortably and more easily. So that is because of the experience. So we have to strongly believe that experiential learning is the ultimate solution to anything for the future generations to come. And equally, we have to believe that we have to give space to creativity rather than just a printed piece of paper with numbers written on it, right? So I don't mean to say that mark sheets are not important. They are important in a way to get seek admissions and all. But at the end of the day, what matters is what is your experiential knowledge and what is your content, right? The more you learn experiential way, the more you perform better. And this is what the world looks at now. So I was just reading an article by International Youth Foundation that by 2030 there will be 10 million jobs vacant, not because there are no people, but because the people will not have the right skills to enroll for a job, right? They will not have the right skills. There are people looking for job, there are jobs waiting for people, but people won't have right skills. Because you see, COVID has completely transformed the landscape of skills. Now the skills require totally different. Teachers were teaching in the classroom, now they have to teach on a digital platform. They have to learn. Now digital technology is the ultimate interface for any communication that you see, right? All the physical communications, all the physical interfaces have been replaced by digital technologies and digital world, right? So this is how the COVID time from now has to have new 21st century skills, especially in COVID times. So how do you cope up with this? There is a, even if you see the stock market, the all the technology platforms, all the digital platform stocks have grown so much. They have almost doubled. The market value has almost doubled. So this clearly indicates that technology is taking place. The fourth industrial revolution is performing very well, and this education policy is like a gasoline or extra thrust to drive the tech future of this country like India. And then even the higher education standards have also changed. We see a bright future through this education policy that, for example, if I take commerce or if I take engineering, and after 1 year I don't like engineering, so my 1 year is not wasted. Rather, that experience will be counted when I choose for another course. Say, for example, when I switch to bachelor's of commerce or bachelor's of computer application, that 1 year is counted. So I think this every year of the youthful life is very important, right? So I see a lot of things which are more promising to come, and you know um, it is it is always trying to do your best, right? So if you want to achieve 100%, give 250% to it and achieve 200%. And the satisfaction of achieving 200% is the best. Do do whatever is possible, do whatever you like, try to discover more of you within yourself, right? There is no limit to anything, right? So we have got one life, we don't know what is after that. So I think we should live this life with a very full and fantastic experience. And seeing such young people like Pathak and Shreyas, I'm very much confident, such collaborations and partnerships you are doing at such young age. Probably if you become the ministers or the prime ministers of the country or some other country, you will be doing MOUs between those two countries. I would definitely wish to see such happenings in the future. And remember one thing, I always believe that successes and failures are just events in life, and what you do in between these two is more important, right? I don't see successes and failures benchmark change makers in your life. They're just events. What you do in between these two events, that is more important. You can change a failure into success, you can change a success into failure. So it is up to you. The journey in between these two is more important. So always focus on this. And always since I started working in the social domain, I have always strongly believed that teamwork is very important. A great team makes everything perfect. So I have a motto of mine, that is together we can do more, and I use it with a hashtag that is together we can do more, right? And I think that inspires a lot of people, and I see a lot of youth doing so much of good for the society, so much of good for the nation, right? And I feel so happy seeing all these things. So yes, I think rise, awake, and stop not till your goal is reached. With this, I would like to end it here. And Jai Hind, thank you. If you have anything, please tell me.
Sir, I have a question for you.
Sure.
So today, our Prime Minister has announced under the Skill Through Ministry and everything that now we are not going to be dependent on the Chinese products. There's something which has started, right? Now, something called as Made in India, where we all are going to start making products of our own from every sector of the society.
Mhm.
So, how do you think is this going to work in our country, and what's your scope of it? Can you please share your views on it?
See, it is always about the perspective you look at the problem, right? So, for example, you live in a home, consider that home as India for you, okay? And the outside world is China for you. Outside your home, everything is China. The four walls of your home, that is India for you. Now, you order your food every day from outside. That is, you order your food from China, right? And can you not cook the food in your home? Yes or no?
We can cook.
Yeah,
It's
we
possible.
can, right? So, see, nothing is impossible, first of all. So similarly, talking about being vocal for local, being self-reliant, that is the campaign that is called Atmanirbhar, I think, which is right. See, basically, the more we are dependent, more our wings are cut off. So I think it is always good to be self-reliant, है ना? So we might like the outside food for a while, but the food that we cook in our house, that is more hygienic, that has more love being delivered by the food that is cooked by a mother. So the more affection, values, and the more hygiene is helping us build a better human body. Similarly, when we promote the local products, that also helps to build our own Indian economy, right? That is what we are talking about, building a $5 trillion economy and all. So I think promoting local is very important. At the same time, to the manufacturers and to the industries, it is also very important that when people are having a change in mindset of choosing Indian products, at the same time, you are equally responsible to deliver a class of products, with very good quality, right? That provides a mind blowing satisfaction and all the parameters and all the international parameters in place. So I think when this will happen from both the ways, I think that would be fantastic. And India before years was always self reliant, right? And India was the biggest exporter in the world, right? So I think not only being just self reliant, but always helpful to the world. I think that is what India was. And I think, again, being that India or Bharat, I think there is nothing wrong in that. So I think we should embrace this with all love and spirit.
Thank you so much, sir. So, Pius, would you like to
So,
ask something? Is there anyone who wants to ask questions?
yeah, I want to ask a question. So you talked about the education policy in India that has changed. There are so many changes, good, positive changes that have happened for the students. But
Mhm.
when I read the education policy, I found very little changes that were made for teachers. And for an education system to be strong, the
Mhm.
teacher should also be given that much importance and focus that as much as the students are. So, what is your take on that?
Okay. So, do you have a teacher in your family?
Yes, my mama is a teacher, is a professor.
Okay. So, I don't know if you have read the education policy at length, but there is a special provision for teachers. There is a space completely given for teachers. So, for being a teacher, you need to clear a professional examination, that is bachelor's in education. Then only you can be a teacher, right? So there is a complete set of change in the policies to clear the bachelor's in education. There is a professional course. There is a 4-year integrated course which has come specially to be teacher. So if you are focused right from the beginning that I want to be a faculty, I want to be an educator, you go to the professional course. So that is something amazing, you know. Otherwise, there is 3 years of bachelor's degree and 2 years of the bachelor's in education. But with the new education policy, you can be completing both the courses in just 4 years, right? So you as an educator are saving 1 year. Apart from that, there is an entrance exam after you clear the bachelor's in education. So they are also keeping a check on the quality of teachers that are getting into the education system, right? And even after you become an educator, there is a 50 hour of compulsive training for all the teachers across the India, right? So this is what the new education policy is making sure of, that you have to keep your skills upgraded every year. It is not just once you step in as a teacher, but you have to enroll yourself in any creative course for at least 50 hours a year. You have to learn that new particular course, and this will keep you moving. So I think there are a lot of such things. If you just go to the section where the initiatives about the teachers are explained, you will learn more about the policy in depth. I hope I answered your question, Ria.
I think, yeah. I think she's hanged, Ria.
Yeah. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Hello? Yeah, thank you, sir. I'll
Yeah,
just read it again.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Does anybody else have any questions? Apurva sir, Pragna ma'am, Nitin sir, would you like to share your views on the topic that we just discussed? Anything you would like to share?
I would like to say that Madesh, your talk was very inspiring, very interesting.
Thank you, sir.
What I would like to ask you is, how far do you endorse the views of Three Idiots?
I think I'm not endorsing anyone, but I think always, you know, see, if every one of us has something, you know, some desire in our heart to do something. Probably when you were a child, you had some desire to do, right? Am I right, sir? Nitin, sir?
Absolutely.
Yes. So I think let the desire flow. You know, I'll tell you about myself. So, you know, my family, you know, wanted me to be a doctor, but then I chose, let me become an engineer. So I chose to be an engineer, right? I chose to be a computer engineer. At a point of time, I thought that, you know, I'm not made to do this job sitting in front of a computer and solve the coding errors, not solve the program errors. So I thought, let me solve the social errors of the society. है ना? Let me solve the real world errors. So that is how I chose to give up engineering even after completing it, right? And then I'm into completely social domain. So I think the freedom to choose what you like, I think that is more important. Because see, as I said, promoting technology is good. You know, I myself did a technology course, but at the end of technology course, I like to do something different. So I think if there is space for freedom to do something, and then, you know, whenever you do something with heart, you like it. Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely. I
Yes.
think, Madesh, that is very, very important and critical that, as you said, mentioned in your talk, one of the things, then when the child is born, child is not being taught alphabets. But if the child is born in Japan, the child learns Japanese language. And if child is born in my family, my child learns speaking Gujarati. The child is absolutely raw. It all depends how you paint on that particular plain paper. So similarly, to endorse your views, we human beings are bundle of lots and lots and lots of potentials.
Yes. True. Very true.
One doesn't have to feel disheartened, disappointed, just because I fail in one or the other avenues or services or any other areas. There is always something else, as you rightly said, is a hidden talent within you. And if you try to explore that, you will excel.
Definitely, sir. Definitely.
So that is very, very important. Yes.
Yes, sir. You are very young at heart, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Because see, like you got an award at the hands of a president of India. Now, President Abdul Kalam Azad, we all know that he was from a very humble background. Probably he might not have ever dreamt of becoming a president of India.
True.
But if you pursue your dream with passion, with love, there is nothing which can stop you. Don't worry for the results. Keep doing
Definitely.
your best, and the
True, sir.
results will follow you.
Yes, sir. Definitely. I'll give one more example on this. Right?
Sure.
So let us talk about a race. 10 friends are running for the race and there is a finish line. Right? So when the race starts, everybody is at the same line, the start line. Everybody is at the same, everybody is on an equal level, on an equal bar. And when the race starts, after some time, there is a 5-kilometer race. So then, 7 people say are ahead and 3 are left behind. Right? At one point of time, there are only 3 forward and rest, all 7 are left behind. At a point of time, there are 2 who are approaching the finish line, but only one person will touch the finish line. So we have to try our best to be that one. Right? That's
Absolutely.
all. And when you live with this philosophy, I think you will excel.
You will.
Yes.
Very correct.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Okay,
A
so
lot
thank
of
you so
girls and
much.
boys are quietly listening. I think this program is for all of you. Why aren't you all coming up with some questions? Because to get Madhish sir again on this platform is not going to be that easy for either Payasvi or anyone else. Yeah.
No, it will be always easy. It will
You
be
can
always
go.
easy, sir. It will be always easy, sir.
Yes, Pragna ma'am, please go ahead.
Yeah, I would like to congratulate first of all for this collaboration between Rotary Club of Bombay Airport and the Bodhan project, because the areas which you mentioned, the sex education and the mental health and the life skill education, I think that is all this education is the current need of the time, and this, and especially after COVID, and these 3 topics are going to be important. And I'm really happy that Rotary Club of Bombay Airport has taken the efforts to tie up this, and I'm sure we can also at times join with your projects, and we can also contribute towards this particular initiative. I liked what Madhish also said, that updating about the skills. I feel now time has come that each and every field people will have to upgrade their skills, and especially this youngsters today, they have to have, apart from the degree, they need to have the other skills which gives them edge over others, and to survive in this competitive environment. What we find that today only change is only constant, and everyone has to align with that. Like at our age also, like for us to continue our wherever association we have with the institute, at this stage also we need to put certain hours of training to continue our certificate of practice. So I think it is applying to everywhere, and the youngsters are at really great advantage because they have a lot of opportunities to learn. At times we have to unlearn and relearn new things, and that will keep us to move ahead in our life, personal as well as professional lives. So all the very best to you youngsters, and continue doing good work.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. It means a lot. Thank you so much. Melissa, actually, I wanted to ask, now we discussed about how the education policy has changed and everything, and Ria actually went ahead and asked you about what the teachers are going, like what are the policies for the teachers, because that's also like very important. But talking about the execution of the entire thing, abhi itne saalon se, from so many years, we've been under this shell of, the so-called excellent education system, which actually was really difficult for all of us, like we students. It was really difficult because उससे education तो कुछ हो नहीं रहा था. It was just rote learning. So in the end, it was, as you mentioned, experiential learning जो था वो हम अपने life में अलग से कर रहे थे. ये जो school में जो education मिल रहा था, that was one part of it, but the other part was experiential learning. But now, since everything has become experiential learning, how is the execution part, like how effective is it really going to be? Like a little doubtful about that. So do you have any views on that? You are on mute, sir. I'll unmute you. You're on mute, sir.
Yeah, I've unmuted myself. So the government has also shared an action plan how they are going to move forward with this education policy, right? So basically, there will be a big new recruitment of young teachers or young educators who will be taking the stand in the classrooms of the future classrooms, what I mean to say. And this policy will come into enforcement from 2030. It will start coming enforcement from 2030. So there is 10 years of time. Now, why 10 years of time? So it cannot be done overnight. है ना? रातों रात experiential classrooms नहीं बनेंगे. So as I told you, to get into the course of the new bachelor's in education course, the teacher has to go through a 4 year of professional course right from the beginning. So minimum 4 years is required for getting new teachers into the system, right? So then there are different processes, there are different setups for educating students in so many schools across India. There will be so many resources needed, like programmable boards or devices. There will be so many consumables needed to undertake this, right? So it is definitely going to take time, but the actual implementation of the policy will be easily reflected in higher education. So after 12, the complete implementation will start from 2022. So that is already going to happen. And meanwhile, the schools will prepare themselves for the new setup that is going to happen. So whenever there is any change, there is always resistance that is going to happen. But with the time, we have to adapt to these changes, and then we have to equally grow, right, in the benefit of the society. So I think this is going to happen. Right?
Sure. So it's going to be small steps at a time, I guess. It's not going to be. Yeah.
It will be slow and gradual, and you see this policy into complete enforcement 10 years down the line from now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Does anybody have any other feedback or any questions for Manish sir? Or else I think Shreyas, if nobody has any question, Shreyas, I think you can take it ahead.
Thank you so much, Payasvi. So hello everyone. I couldn't speak to you all properly because I didn't think of an orientation session with all of you, because this is something which I thought I'll talk a little bit about what is Bodhan all about. The main reason, as Payasvi told, this is something based on real life experiences. It's not just about me, it's about every school kid who goes and faces many problems in their daily life, because this is something which we are really trying to identify, and as we are living this 21st century, and these problems are something which happen and cause a very big impact later in their lives. And we try to focus on every young kid. Being a college student, I saw this is something which I went through in my school days. Maybe the traumas wouldn't have been much serious, but I felt this is something which is very important, that every kid shouldn't go through the same thing what I and others did at that point of time. And as Payasvi said, I can't get to interact with each of you, the team over here. So be comfortable with me. I'm going to interact with you some other day. As Payasvi told, she's having a meeting with all of you. And thank you, Nitin sir, Pragnya ma'am, and Apurva sir for coming down from all the way from Rotary and being a part of this initiative. So I guess Payasvi can take this forward. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much, Shreyas. We'll definitely have a nice meeting wherein you'll get to interact with the entire board. So that's going to happen soon. Ankit, who is our ZRR, he's here too. Ankit, is your Are you available right now? Your mic.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. If you could just give in your views a little, that would be great.
Okay, so firstly, I would like to, congratulate the Rotary Club of Bombay Airport and Project Bodhan for collaborating together. And I would also like to thank Madish sir for such an inspiring talk. Hello.
Yes, yes, go ahead.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
Ankit, you're audible.
Yes. Yes. So thank you, Madish sir, for such an inspiring talk. I mean, the hashtag which you shared, together we achieve more, or rather together we can do more, that is something which I resonate with. So
Thanks.
that was, and so that is the, I mean, okay, so I'm speechless right now, but then okay, so yeah, so that is something which I believe in as well. So uh, and when it comes to the project, Bodhan and Bombay Airport, I mean, will be, the district side will be monitoring you all. And will be there for you for all the necessary assistance when it comes to collaborating with others, or for any other club as well, apart from Rotary Club of Bombay Airport. So we can work together as well for this particular project.
Yes,
Yes, thank you.
Ankit, means a lot. Thank you so much. Right. So, Pragna ma'am, Nitin sir, Apurva sir, thank you so much. Your presence genuinely meant a lot. So I'll just conclude the entire ceremony. So this brings us to the end of this amazing sign up, but a start of an even more exciting and impactful journey. ICBA is looking forward to working with Bodhan, and I'm sure that these two organizations will work hand in hand and act to have a successful and impactful impact. I thank each and every one of you who took out some time and attended the ceremony, showing your belief and support in all of us. Thank you so much. So before we actually conclude and sign off, our team member Adnan made a nice video for this entire thing. It's just, I won't say a lot about it. We'll just go ahead and we'll show it to you. It's not a lot, but yes, efforts are going to be acknowledged. Kanish, can you please go ahead and share your screen?
Yeah.
I hope you guys like the video. It's just text, but a lot of effort. So thank you so much. Like, thanks, Adnan. So yeah, that was it. We'll be uploading this on our social media too. It was just in different way than a poster to showcase that we are having a sign up. So thank you so much for joining in. Means a lot. Thank you, Madhiso. Thank you, Rotary. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ankit. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much,
Pat.
Pansy and Shreyas. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for joining, and thanks to everyone out here. And looking forward to meet you all soon. Thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely.
Can we just have a quick picture? We are like 31. Can others also quickly switch on their cameras? We'll just take a quick picture, and I think we're good to go.
You want us to exit?
No, sir, we want you in the picture. All right, okay, I'll just go ahead and click. Just a second. Thank you so much. Done. Thank you, Madish sir. It was great having
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, pleasure,
Thank you,
pleasure.
Pranam.
All the best. Yeah.
Thank you,
All the
Apurva sir.
best.
Thank you,
All the
thank you,
best.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Okay. भाई डेट गलत था नहीं है कि नहीं है? गए ना। अंकित है, हाँ ठीक है, अंकित तो घर का है, और कौन है? हो गया ना, सब लोग गए ना बाकी के।
बंद कर दे, रिकॉर्डिंग बंद कर दे कम से कम।
हाँ